Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the one-armed man from Southern California, Mr. Jonathan Budd. Get up here, brother.
All right, this thing's on. What's up, my friends? Has anybody ever heard me say that before? A few people? So how you guys feeling? Good? Excellent. You're probably wondering something that I should clear up before we begin, otherwise it'll be this open loop, right? Like, what the heck did I do to my arm? Anybody wondering that? Let's just say it was the worst recruiting meeting of my life. Okay? Terrible. It was one of those pyramid scheme guys in the background. He was just going crazy. No, that's not true. Here's what it was. I originally told Eric, no, I'm not coming. And the guy freaking twisted my arm to the point of this right here. So just don't mess with Eric Worre. That's all I'm saying. And here's the truth. This is the truth. This one's the truth, I swear. It was a breakdancing injury. Apparently, I took that a little too literally. I was not supposed to break myself while I was dancing, but hey, you know, you learn. You live and you learn. So it's not going to stop me, though. I was thinking originally, how the heck am I going to be up here and like doing all like the Tony Robbins, like getting you guys pumped up and crap with this thing right here? And I'm just going to have to think creatively. I'm going to have to come up with something different to make sure that we maintain a super high vibe and a super high energy. You guys are down with that, right? Yeah. Okay, excellent. So hopefully by now, somebody found my presentation back there. But if they don't find my presentation, that's okay, at least for about 10 minutes. And then we'll have to think of something else. But, you know, there's two things I want to talk about before I actually got into this today. And the first one is that I have a tremendous respect for entrepreneurs. Just a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous respect for you. And I'm really honored to meet a lot of you guys for the first time because I know I'm meeting a lot of new people here today. And I believe, I wholeheartedly believe this, that entrepreneurs are the people who are meant to change the direction that humanity is going in right now. With our economy, with our world, with everything, I wholeheartedly believe that it's entrepreneurs who are going to be the biggest influencers and the biggest world changers of the next few decades. I don't think it's coming from governments. I don't think it's coming from almost whatever we want to call the public. I think it's coming from entrepreneurs. And so I have a tremendous, tremendous respect for you. And I know that it's my job to help you do your job. Right? Like, it's my job to show you how to create some phenomenal results. And if I do my job correctly, then you'll do your job correctly. And you will be the ones out there impacting your communities, your families, your loved ones, your colleagues. You'll be the ones using your wealth to donate to your favorite organizations. You'll be influencing others to walk down the same path that you're walking down, contributing, doing the same good. And so I hold it in this incredibly high esteem, this path that we're all on of being entrepreneurs. And I'd love to do a quick exercise with you guys. Is that cool? Okay, excellent. I want you to find a partner. You've got 10 seconds. Find a partner right next to you. Just turn, find somebody quick. You got 10 seconds. Find a partner, find a partner, find a partner. This is key. Everybody got one? If you don't have a partner, put your hand up. Okay. No partner back there. Who doesn't have a partner? Okay, excellent. I want you to turn to your partner, and I want you to look them in the eyes. Okay? And I want you to repeat after me. Repeat everything I say. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Tell your partner, thank you for being the entrepreneur that you are. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for being a mirror for my own greatness. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Because that's who we are, my friends. That's who we are. And we got to own that all the time. Because I know each and every one of us has big things that we're up to in this world. We've got big reasons why we need to be successful. We've got big reasons for what we're doing. We've got to own who we are as entrepreneurs all the time. Because we're meant to change things. We're meant to change the world. I have a second request for you guys today. Is that cool? I need you to understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. Is that clear? Okay, so here's what I want from you today. I want 110% of your energy throughout this presentation. Because I know that what I'm getting ready to show you is ridiculously powerful. I want your full passion. I want your full enthusiasm. When I ask a question, I want you to be the first one to answer it. Is that clear? Yes. Are you in? Yes. 110%? Yes. Excellent. Because how we show up to anything is how we show up to everything. And part of the opportunity of being at events like this and learning from the incredible people, thank you, by the way, I really appreciate making that happen with this presentation. Part of the opportunity from learning from incredible people is that we get to take on new levels of energy. You guys have had fun this weekend, right? Yeah. Learning from some amazing people. Boom. So taking on new levels of energy and bringing that to our lives and bringing that to our business is a huge opportunity. So if you show up and you create a new way of being this weekend that is 120%, if you create that this weekend, then you take that out there with you. That's part of the opportunity. It's not just knowledge. It's not just learning. It's adopting whole new ways of being. And as you learn from all these people up here, everyone has a unique way of being that's contributed to their success. So you've got to be listening on many different dimensions. Listen with your whole being, not just the mind. It's key. So, I'm going to teach you today how to be a real marketer. You excited about that? Yes. I would be. Because marketing is, bar none, one of the most powerful skills that you will ever learn in your entire life. I have used marketing to do things that I did not ever think were possible 6 years ago. I really didn't. And there's some massive misconceptions about marketing. And I want to make sure, because we only have a short amount of time together this weekend, I want to make sure that you really get what it's going to take. What it's going to take to accomplish what you've set out to accomplish. Okay? You guys know that this industry is littered with a lot of dead bodies, right? You know that, right? Are you prepared to do what they did not? Are you prepared? Are you seriously prepared? Because that did not sound prepared. That sounded like 40%. Is that what we are? Stoppable entrepreneurs? You're damn right. And if we're anything different than unstoppable, you might as well quit right now. I'm just letting you know. You don't need to pay attention to a damn thing I'm about to say, because it's not going to be of any value to you whatsoever. What I'm about to teach you is only going to work if you are committed beyond belief. If you are committed like a psychotic animal. You kind of have to be crazy to succeed in this industry. Seriously. I mean, who else gets beat up as much as we do? Network marketers. Seriously. Who else has to go through as much rejection? Even the dorkiest kid in school never got rejected as much as we get rejected. Is that not right? You have to be somewhat crazy to succeed in this industry. And what I'm about to show you will work. It will work unbelievably good if you commit yourself to it and you don't stop for anything. And I don't know what that process looks like. I don't know what the time frame looks like. It's different for everybody. We all have a different time frame. We all have a different process that we go through as we understand a new phenomenon, a new skill. But what's important is that we commit to see it all the way through. And if we don't do that, it's kind of pointless. So what's it mean to be a real marketer? Wow, it's an interesting question. To be a real marketer, I really feel like it means that you've developed an ability to influence and to persuade and to create audiences like few people on this planet know how to do. And the power of that is what you're going to see inside this presentation. Now, before we get started, I'm going to learn how to use the clicker. All right. So, the inside story of a $10 million income in less than 4 years flat. So that's what marketing led to for me. When I got started, I had no idea what marketing even was. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know there was what I was doing was marketing. And then I began to realize that everything that I was doing was marketing. I just sucked at it and had no idea what I was doing, right? So I feel like I've always kind of been an entrepreneur at some level. Probably just like you've got that bug, right? Whether it showed up in different ways, like selling stuff when you were a kid. I'm sure that you've probably had that bug for a while. The first time I got started with being an entrepreneur was when I was 10 years old and I wanted a dirt bike. And I saved up for 2 years straight doing, I don't even know, whatever I could to buy that dirt bike. And I bought that first dirt bike when I was 12 years old. And so when I reflected back on my life, I started to realize that there was these patterns. There's sort of a consistency that when you find it, that's what you want to focus in on. And for me, it was just being utterly determined. I've always had this sort of determination, and that will come in very helpful to you. When I was 12 years old, it's kind of an interesting story. I was reflecting back on my internet career, and I realized that at age 12, I don't know what was going on. Somebody told me at some point that you could make money if people clicked on banner ads. And this was 1996, right? So in 1996, I found out that you could make money if you clicked on banner ads. And so as a 12-year-old, what kind of website would you think to create to devise a lot of free traffic? You might be able to tell by looking at one of those pictures up there just what type of website that was. And so I had the brilliant idea that I would collect pictures of girls. Naked pictures, possibly, if I could get away with that. And so I sat in front of my computer one day because I'm thinking, man, this is going to be humongous. The only way I'm going to be able to get all this free traffic, obviously people want to see girls, right? So I'm 12 years old. I'm looking over my shoulder the entire time to see if my mom's going to come in. I'm collecting all these pictures all over the internet for 7 hours. And then I delete this one very important file. Do you remember Tripod, the website builder, Tripod? Anybody remember that? Come on, Tripod, thing's historic. So it was this free website builder, and I delete this one very important file called index.html, which just so happens to be the root of everything. And the website didn't work, and I quit. I was pretty thankful I quit, because could you imagine if I never quit? How different my story might be right now. That was one example where you want to be stoppable. So in any case, I didn't really revisit internet businesses until a decade later. Going through school, finally I got to college, and I had this little t-shirt business. It was like a hemp necklace, t-shirt business. I used to actually make the necklaces. You guys ever seen those hemp necklaces? And we'd go around, me and my girlfriend at the time, and we would sell them at these music festivals, right? It wasn't really big money. So I was struggling to get by, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, nothing makes sense here. Absolutely nothing makes sense. They want me to go work for the next 50 years so that pretty much I'll be paid off the debt it took to even get the degree to work the 50 years in about 40 years. And I'm thinking to myself, where's all the freedom in this? Seriously, is this what life is about? Life is about working to pay off your debt? What? That just didn't make any sense. And all of the traditional avenues, just none of them made any sense. And it's not that they're not incredibly important and needed in our world and in our society. It's just that, for me personally, they didn't make sense. And I feel like as entrepreneurs, our logic is just a little different sometimes. We just don't see things the way a lot of people see things. And so, what am I going to do? And it was about that time I was pitched in my first network marketing opportunity. Who remembers their first pitch? First pitch in network marketing, right? Wasn't that a pretty historic moment when you really reflect back on it? I mean, this industry just sort of grabs us and like takes over our life in a certain way. And that's exactly what happened to me. It was my uncle, of all people, calls me up, and all I remember was $30,000 a month. I don't even remember anything else almost. It was just $30,000 a month. And it was like this thing triggered inside of me that said, yes. I somehow knew that I could do that. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it was just, yes, I'm going to do that. And what it really was the knowledge of how powerful we are as human beings. See, I'd been studying some really potent mentors at the time. This is the reason why it's so key for us to have mentors in a lot of different areas. One of my mentors was Carlos Castaneda, and he taught me about the power of human beings. And it wasn't some unique power. It wasn't something that only some people had and other people didn't. He taught me that it was the birthright of human beings, this power. That just being a human being, you have incredible potential at your fingertips. Incredible potential. And so this was within me, this knowledge, it was there. And when I heard about this $30,000 a month business thing that I only had to go find for, and it was this amazing new technology and blah, 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 I just said yes, because some part of me knew I could do it, and then I failed miserably. I had the most horrible 9 months of my life. You guys might be able to relate, right? Beginning of network marketing, I don't know, maybe it was better for you, but it was utterly painful for me. Probably one of the most painful things I ever had to go through, because I never failed so much in my entire life at anything, really, as much as I failed at network marketing. And you know that sort of depression, sort of desperate feeling when like all of your prospects have run out, when you're at the end of the line, you're cold calling random businesses in your town, or sending fax messages. I was fax blasting. I mean, it's a point of desperation where you're doing anything you can to kind of find that next prospect. And I knew that I had to go through this epic sort of struggle to reach the other side. Like the universe had to give me a test to see if I was stoppable. And I know that it gives all of us that test. I know it gives us all that test at some point. It gives us the test to see if we're stoppable. And if we are, we don't win. We don't succeed. It's that simple. If we're stoppable, we don't win, we don't succeed. If we're not, then somehow things just keep growing. Things just keep moving forward. They keep evolving. It's really interesting. And so at the end of this 9 months, I had exhausted all of my warm contacts. I was cold calling leads, email leads. I was cold calling dentists, chiropractors, doctors, salons. I was buying booths in malls. That was probably one of the most depressing things I ever did. I mean, has anybody ever had like the entire vision of their success mapped out, like to the point where you knew how many boxes of your vitamins you were going to sell at like a convention or something, and what that was going to turn into next week, and then the week after that? That is so valuable to learn to have almost no expectations in this business. Because I came in with so many expectations. I spent $1,500, okay? I'm 21 years old. $1,500 was like almost everything that I had to get this booth in this mall. And I was thinking that I'd be able to service one customer every 10 minutes because I had this little biophotonic scanner. You guys remember Pharmanex possibly? The Pharmanex biophotonic scanner, it takes a little laser of your carotenoids, and then they assess, how much vitamins you need. So I'm thinking to myself, this is amazing. I'll be able to scan one person every 10 minutes, and I'll be signing orders. I had everything mapped out. I'm going to have 120 orders day number 1, and that's going to turn into this, and that's going to turn into this. When I showed up at this mall, Like, oh, mind you, by the time I still had dreadlocks, okay? So I'm a network marketer in New York with dreadlocks. I mean, I had some hard things coming to me that I just did not see, you know what I mean? Like, New Yorkers were not exactly friendly with my network marketing, dreadlock, product-toting self. So I didn't sell a damn thing. I mean, the first hour went by, and not a single person stopped to get their scan. It was one lady who was probably like 97, and I think she stopped just because she didn't know what it was, or I looked weird or something, and she was checking me out, and then as soon as I went to talk to her, she like scurried away. So really quickly, I realized that my plans were pretty damn wrong. And I like sank into my chair in like this utter depression. And I think the chiropractor that sold me the booth felt so bad for me that he was just like, look, dude, I'll give you your other 2 days of money back. Like, you know, like you have to pay for today, but, you know, just go home. And I was just like, and I remember sinking into my chair that day, and I was this close from quitting. I seriously was this freaking close. And I was trying to think, what could make this worth it? Why should I keep suffering like this? And I really don't know what it was, but it was just this something just wouldn't let me quit. So strange twists and turns of the road. I thought I had this thing figured out. Boom. So, in my desperation to continue to find a solution, I remember one day I was browsing around on the internet, and I came across a website that looked something like this. This was back in, 2003, so websites were still pretty interesting back then. It had one of those little ticker symbols on the bottom that showed the number of hits that was on the website, and it said 305,000 people. And I said, 305,000 people saw this website? If I only had like 1% of those people buy something, that would be 3,500 customers. And I had this like light bulb moment, this like epiphany went off. And it started me down this entire path of internet marketing. It was just pure, random, dumb luck. Just stumbled right into it. This was 2006. And I just so happened to meet somebody at that time as well who was actually a meditation instructor, and she told me about this website called Traffic Swarm. And Traffic Swarm, wow, this is a non-responsive clicker here. Please? That's good. That's good. So I happened to stumble into this website called Traffic Swarm, somebody told me about, which was an internet traffic exchange, right? So what that means is that you have to be clicking ads to get other people who are clicking ads to view your website. Does that not sound like a scam or what? I mean, we get into some scammy stuff in this industry. So I'll get to that in a second. Before I do, I want to touch upon one key thing that was highlighted in the story that I was sharing before. And that's that marketers have an endless curiosity for just about everything. We develop an endless curiosity. When I saw that website and it had 305,000 hits, I became incredibly curious. I wanted to know a lot more. And what I realized was that this curiosity extends forth into so many different realms of marketing. See, you've got to get curious to just start to see how people respond to what you put out there. How do they respond to your calls, to your web copy, to your invitations, to a recruiting meeting, to a call, to anything? How do people respond? You've got to get extremely curious. Because really, the mojo of marketing, the magic of it, is really just playing. That's what it is. It's playing with what you do. It's playing with how you talk, how you write, how you think. It's trying completely different things that are random and weird, but you're just curious. How is this going to convert? What's the response that this is going to get? What's the reaction people are going to give me to this? Marketers develop this endless curiosity, and that's how we constantly tweak and make better everything that we're working on, because we're just innately curious. So in any case, that brought me to this website, Traffic Swarm. So here's a big seven-figure insight for you. There is a pertinent reason for every single challenge in your life. There is no accident with the challenges that are in our lives. None. There is an incredibly divine reason for all of our challenges. This website right here, Traffic Swarm, on the surface would seem like the stupidest thing anybody has ever done. Okay? I left college June 2006, right? That's when I graduated. I moved back in with my parents because I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was hell-bent on succeeding in network marketing. Everybody thought I was an idiot. Everybody was telling me, all right, you really need to go get a job now. Like, seriously, what are you going to do? Just sit around and, try to sell vitamins? Nobody's bought them. It's been 9 months. Go get a job. This is what people were telling me, right? My parents, everybody. And I'm just refusing. I'm incredibly stubborn. And sometimes that works. Most of the time it doesn't. This was one of those times that it worked, right? So I'm sitting in my parents' basement. That's where they set me up. And for 2.5 months, I sat there, 2.5 months, clicking ads inside of Traffic Swarm, which is this traffic exchange website. You can go check it out if you want. It's still there. You can click ads for 2.5 months yourself if you want. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two, although I figured out a better way since then. So for 2.5 months, I was clicking ads inside of a traffic exchange to get credits so that other people clicking ads would see my ads. Everybody was just clicking each other's ads, and that was the whole thing, right? I'm serious. I did this for 2.5 months, and I built up 17,000 credits in Traffic Swarm, which was an impressive amount of credits. I mean, you really needed to be clicking for 2.5 months straight to have 17,000 credits in Traffic Swarm. And during that 2.5 months, I had found somebody on the internet who was willing to build me a free website if in return I would let them put their ads on my website. So of course, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, free website. Well, little did I know that when somebody builds you a free website, it's not exactly, you're not really calling the shots. It took 2.5 months for this thing to be built. The entire time I was clicking, I was waiting for my website, right? And so the day that the website is finally ready, I launch it in Traffic Swarm. And in something like 2 hours, 900 of my credits disappeared, and I didn't have a single lead. And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that your hard-earned work is in, danger. I was in extreme danger of burning through 2.5 months of effort extremely quickly for absolutely nothing. And so I stopped it all immediately. And there was a magical thing that happened in those 2.5 months inside Traffic Swarm. And this is why all of our challenges are so ridiculously divine. I learned how to market. And I didn't even realize I learned how to market. Because for 2.5 months, I sat there clicking everyone else's ads, looking at everyone else's pages. And so when I launched my little rinky-dink, it was like an 8-part website. They needed to click to learn about my scanner, click to learn about my vitamins, click to learn about this, and then finally at the end I had a form to request more information. Big surprise, nobody opted in. So when I launched my thing and it didn't work at all, after 2.5 months of effort, you might think I would have been a little bummed, right? Yeah? No? Would you have been a little bummed? For some reason, I was just like, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to try something else. And because I had spent 2.5 months in Traffic Swarm, I'd gotten to see a lot of other people's capture pages. And so I went and I bought this software called Excite Pro, and I taught myself how to build my own capture page. And I don't recommend you do this, by the way. There's a lot better ways to do it now. But that little capture page that I built It was just, a little headline, some call to action, opt-in form. And I put that in Traffic Swarm. And I put that back up there. And in the first day, I had 9 leads. And those 9 leads, that keeps us alive. It was like every time I reached this point where it was almost like the end, right? Failure. There was just one tiny little crumb that kept me going. And I know if you look in your life, you'll find big crumbs, you'll find little crumbs, but it's there for all of us if we really look and we keep going. So that little crumb was like, aha, there's something here. This could work. Mind you, I didn't know anyone teaching internet marketing at this time. This was like a non-existent thing in our industry, okay? So there was not a lot of proof of concept. You didn't get to see the success stories that you now see. This was like a dance into the unknown. I said, aha, this could work. And so from that day forward, it did work. It did work. Not big, not fast, not crazy at first, but it worked. And out of those leads that I was generating, within 2 weeks, I got my first distributor from the internet. Guy signed up for a $4,500 package of my opportunity. I actually hit the bonus pool that month. I got my first $1,800 check in network marketing. And it was, thank you. I appreciate that. It was like the first time you really realized that, oh my God, I can survive off of this. It's not even that like, I'm going to reach my dreams. It's not even that I'm going to reach my goals. It's just that, holy crap, I can feed myself. This will feed me. And it was like, I'm never going to stop now. If I know I can feed myself like this, I'm in. And so unfortunately, I had some more challenges, right? I had that one little blip, but it didn't stay that way for long. And I was averaging around, I don't know, maybe $200 a month, $300 a month for quite some time. And I popped on the phone with somebody who you're going to hear from later today, a man by the name of Dagan Smith. And Dagan was actually the first internet mentor that I ever had, in a strange twist of fate, because now we're really good friends. And he told me something, and I want to share it with you because it's really valuable. I was asking him, all right, Dagan, so what's the secret here? Like, I need to pop through. Like, I had this one kind of break, but now none of my leads are converting. All of my leads are from, like, Malaysia. Like, the only advertising I could afford was Google Content Network in Malaysia. If you guys have ever advertised in the Content Network, you know what I'm talking about. But it was pretty much like, I found out later on that my ad was showing up on one newspaper in Malaysia. They're in their online version of their newspaper. So I kept wondering why I was getting all these Malaysian leads, but I was calling them like crazy. I closed them. I had some Malaysian guy sign up for like $150. It was cool. Dagan told me that, Jonathan, you're a leader when you say you are. Because it was almost like I was waiting for permission to go out there and start doing my own thing, to start building my own products or taking higher level action or really branding myself, really like speaking my own value, really showing up as a coach to people. Right? I was still in this sort of smaller mentality of like, oh, well, wait a minute, what do I know? And he told me, you're a leader when you say you are. You're a leader when you say you are. And I was like, oh, I'm a leader when I say I am. Well, then I guess it's time to be a leader. And so from that day forward, what I did with my marketing was I changed it so that I started branding myself as, hey, guess what? I can show you how to get to 10 leads a day. Not a really impressive number, right? But that was my number. That's where I was at. I had figured out how to generate 10 leads a day. And so I started branding, I started marketing to others saying, I can show you how to get to 10 leads a day. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people who want to know how to get to 10 leads a day. Are you one of them? Okay. Well, in that moment, when I took on that role as a coach, as a leader, as a trainer, that's the moment everything shifted. Absolutely everything. The way people started interacting with me, The way that I could now call prospects and have posture and positioning, everything had shifted. It was now easy to recruit. It was easy to sign people up. It was easy to make money. It was easy to sell because I branded myself and I positioned myself as a leader who could help them get to this, at the time, pretty straightforward, simple, nominal result. And that shifted everything. So I have two really big pieces of advice for you today. Number one is, it is your absolute focus. It has to be your absolute focus to get to that first level of results, whether it's 5 leads a day, whether it's 1 new distributor a week, whether it's 1 new distributor a month, whether it's 2 distributors every 2 months. You've got to be able to get to your ability to create results, to manifest results. That's your first focus, as small as you want it to be or as big. And number 2, you've got to show somebody else how to do that exact same thing. Because there's 97% of people out there who would die to know how to have 3 leads a day, 2 leads a day. And I'm telling you guys, if you listen to what I'm about to show you in this presentation, it will be impossible for you not to have you could literally have as many leads a day as you want, incredibly easily 25 to 50. 25 to 50 without breaking a sweat. I'm going to show you how to do it all today. I'm going to give you the whole thing. I'm going to teach you extremely high level what marketing is about. I'm going to give you strategies. I'm going to give you tactics. I'm going to give you resources so that there's really no way that you can't go and get leads. And as a network marketer, that's all we really need. If we've got people to talk to, we know we're growing. We know our business is moving forward. I'm going to give that to you, so all you need to do is go do it. And once you do that and you apply the marketing concepts that you'll learn in this presentation, it will change everything for you. I'm incredibly clear about that. Marketing is, I think, one of the most powerful skills you can really have. So, moving on. There's a second core precept to marketing, and it's this. You've got to learn to take risks. Is that clear? Yes. Are you guys down to take some risks? Yes. Seriously? Yes. Because you have to be, okay? Marketers are willing to be utterly wrong and then just try something different no matter what. And as an entrepreneur, if you're not willing to take risks, if you're not willing to put yourself on the line, you will never create anything in this industry. And I sincerely mean that. You won't create anything. Because as an entrepreneur, everything we do is almost a risk in some way, shape, or fashion. We don't know how it's going to turn out. But the reason why entrepreneurs get such an increased quality of life and have so much more potential at their fingertips is because they're the ones willing to move through the fear of taking risks. Most people aren't. Most people opt for the comfortable reality of their norm. They don't want to step outside that because it's scary, it's unknown. So they opt for that. But entrepreneurs, marketers, we don't. We've got to take risks. Risks are the way that we achieve our goals. And you're right. At points, we're going to fall on our face. And that's all part of the process. Because as I think it's already been demonstrated, there's a pertinent reason for every one of our challenges. And even though we fall on our face sometimes, those moments are really gifts. If we look deep inside of those moments, we'll find that there's an opportunity there, an incredible opportunity to overcome something, to develop a new way of being, to create more power within ourselves that makes us more effective as human beings. Those are our challenges. Those are the gifts that our challenges bring us. So we've really got to change our meme. So say this with me real quick, guys. Repeat after me. I love to take risks. I love to take risks. Taking risks is good. Taking risks is good. Excellent. Because we've got to change our memes. If we've got old stories fear running inside of our mind that we'll never step outside the box, we'll never crack into a whole new paradigm of results. So learn to take risks, my friends. What are you doing, thing? My God. This clicker is awesome. It's like the best clicker ever, I'm just saying.
Get rid of that. Hey, get rid of that off the screen.
No, yeah, it's definitely that button.
Yeah, don't hit that button. That's your clicker.
Boom.
Those are the ones you want to push. So push through. Just push.
I think I got this one now. I'm going to attend a clicker training seminar after this one. He's throwing it. He already closed me. So, marketers like to go really fast. I want to give you guys a little bit of the potential of the knowledge that I'm about to share with you. October of 2006, struggling, desperate, in my parents' basement, clicking ads in Traffic Swarm. I made $300 that month. October of 2007, over $65,000 a month. Marketers like to go fast. This is the potential of marketing. In fact, it's funny because you can go so fast as a marketer that I was making $65,000 a month and still living in my parents' house. Isn't that kind of hilarious? And you can bet their attitude changed a lot towards things. They were all of a sudden like, well, wait a minute, what about the heating bill? And hey, wait a minute, weren't you supposed to be clean? Hey, well, what? So all of a sudden they had all sorts of things that, and I was extraordinarily happy to pay for it. But it was really funny. Marketing allows you to go very fast. Do you guys want to go fast? Okay, good. Because I'm the guy that you really learn from if you want to go fast. That's kind of my MO. It's not for everybody, but if it's for you, I can show you how to do it. I love to go fast. I'm a freak about going fast. Okay? There's nothing more important to me than getting the job done, and that's why you go fast. I mean, oh, I'm in good company here. I like this. And just as a quick side note, guys, I want to give this away to you guys. Okay? This is the first home study course that I ever created, and this is what I used to reach that number right there, which was $65,000 a month in October of 2007. This is what I used. It was this right here. And if I feel your guys' energy is high enough, then I'm going to give one of these away. It's a $497 product. Okay? Thank you. Just so you know, this course has changed a lot of people's lives. A lot of people's lives. I've sold probably over 1,000 copies of this. A lot of people's lives have been changed. So keep the energy high, my friends, and that's going out. Okay, so let's rock and roll. Before we kick into some tactical stuff, I need to give you a big secret to exponential growth. This is what it is. You invest all of your profits back into your business as fast as you can. I know right now you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, when I get some money, I might want something, some new shoes, maybe, I don't know, a vacation, whatever it is, save it, maybe I'll put it in the bank, feel good. No. If you want exponential growth and you want it as fast as you can, you invest all of your profits back into your business. Okay? This is what I did. When I got that $1,800 check, I went out and I bought advertising. When I got to $4,000 or $5,000 a month, I bought a lot more advertising. When I got to $65,000 a month, I blew the door off advertising. And $65,000 a month allowed me to be at around $250,000 a month within 18 months. Because I scaled it up so fast, it was everything back into advertising. Guys, if we want to grow super fast, you've got to be looking for every single way you can to invest your profits into your business. You really do. You've heard of the latte factor, right? Have you ever heard that analogy? You take your coffee money you put it in something for 32 years, and then 3 lifetimes later, you're a millionaire. All right, I've got a different strategy for you. I'm the fast guy. Take that latte money and make that your list building money, okay? That latte money is your advertising money. And I don't care what we're up to, who we are, every one of us can find 50, 100, 150, 200, $500 a month to advertise. We can find that. I mean, we probably spend it on 2 or 3 dinners, 1 night at the movies, 3 Starbucks things a day. Take your latte money, and as I go through this presentation, you're going to learn more about what it means to build a list, because as marketers, that's really our core asset is our list. It's our email list. And you're going to see throughout this presentation that there are magical things that you can do with an email list. That latte money is to build your email list. This was a massive paradigm shift that I had, okay? When I really started learning about marketing, I went from thinking that all I wanted was leads so that I could call and close them into my network marketing business, to realizing that there was a lot more to the story. That having a lead to close into a network marketing business is one way to make money off of your marketing, off your advertising efforts. But that the real money, the asset there, was my list. It was the fact that as I was advertising all over the internet, and all of your advertising comes back to what's called the lead capture page. I'm going to show you this in a second. I'm going to give you a bunch of resources for how to make your own and build your own. All of your advertising comes back to a lead capture page, okay? And those leads get stored in an autoresponder account, okay? An autoresponder account allows you to mail your leads anytime you want. So, there's 2 core themes that are going to be created throughout this presentation, and one is how to create an audience, and the other is how to build a relationship with that audience. Does that make sense? Okay. So the audience is stored in your email autoresponder. Okay, and I'm going to give you some resources for this in a second. The relationship gets created by simply sending emails, videos. If you've ever logged into Facebook, it's pretty much that simple. It's not really mysterious. It's only mysterious to us because no one's ever showed you. No one's ever just brought you through and said, okay, this is what it looks like, this is how you do it. But if you've ever logged into Facebook, marketing is that simple. I don't know how to build websites. I don't build websites. I don't know any technical stuff pretty much at all. That's what smarter people are for. If you can log into Facebook, then you can do this. It's really that simple. So let's continue on. Today, I'm opening the door for you, okay? But I need you to understand something profound here. All I can do is open the door for you today. I've got 68 minutes left in this presentation. All I can do is open the door for you. But let's say that you're training in a gym, right? 2 days, you go to the gym, and you train with 8 of the best trainers in the world, all day long for 2 days. Would you ever go to the gym again? You would. You would not just say, I'm done. See ya. I'm an expert athlete, fitness professor. No, you're going to train again, okay? This is the beginning for you. I'm just going to let you know right now. If you, I'm going to give you a warning. If you want out, now's the time. Because this is the beginning. And if you continue down this path of marketing, and you continue down this path of learning the skills of how to create audiences and how to influence those audiences, then this is the beginning for you. And you have, I'm not kidding, about 6 to 36 months of training that you're going to be doing. That's the truth. Okay? Is that clear? Now, the end result of that training is results beyond the wildest belief. I mean, you'll literally know how to create audiences of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I have 215,000 people on my email list. 215,000. That's like my own city. Seriously. I have like my own city that I get to communicate with whenever I want to. Do you guys realize the power of that? Is it so hard to see how we're able to create millions of dollars on the internet when you communicate with your own city every time you send out an email? That's marketing. That's what this is capable of. Today, I'm opening the door for you. I need you to determine if you're serious or not. And I'm giving you the out, because it's not for everyone. It really isn't. You know, if you're not 100% in it, yeah, I don't know. I want you to be 110%. I want you to follow through. And so, I'm opening a door to a whole new world. And it's going to take our continued relationship, your continued training, your continued commitment to really take the concepts and the training that I give you here today and own it, embody it, turn it into a competent skill. Turn it into something that you can do like that. Like a lot of the people that you'll hear from this weekend can do like that. And you've got to be the one to make the commitment to the door that I'm opening for you today. And I want you to ask yourself something. Or no, before you do that, usually I've got 2 monitors, so I'm a little messed up with these slides. Before I show you the next slide, I want to share with you a case study of one of my students. Okay, this is Katie Freiling. How many people have heard of Katie before? Okay, a couple people. Awesome. Okay, so Katie came to me in 2007, and she was really at a bottom of really her financial life. She was $30,000 in debt. She was unemployed, and she was trying to make her business work badly. Okay? Within 6 months, I showed Katie how to reach a $10,000 a month income. Her medium was video. Your medium may be different. But I knew her, and I knew her medium would be video. I showed her how to do video marketing strategy. She started generating 10 to 20 leads a day. She was closing about 5 or 6 people a month. She was getting paid a $1,000 commission on every one of those sales. Her team started duplicating. She was at $10K a month within 6 months. After that, we went on to both join a company together. She became the top female income earner and recruiter in her second company within 90 days. Okay? She sponsored over 70 people in 90 days. Do you want to know how? The list that she built before. That's how she did it. When we joined this second opportunity, we already had an audience. You see, for me, I had this massive paradigm shift. I like to go fast. I've already explained that. Why would I focus on going out there and busting my butt, all my time and energy, to get 5 people into my business in the next few months, when I could spend that time to build an audience? Because you don't get to do both. What you spend your time on is what you get. I shifted, and I started spending my time on building audiences. And once I built audiences, then I realized I can do whatever the hell I want over here. I can join businesses, I can sponsor people, I can coach them, I can train them, I can consult them. I had a shift, and I started focusing on building audiences. It's not the only way to do it. There's millions of ways to be successful in this industry. A bunch of people are giving us options this week. But all of my top students, all of my results, most of the friends I know, everyone who's doing 7 figures and above, in my circle, what we focus on is building audiences. And once we build those audiences, we're able to go very fast because we can now market to them anything we want. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Because one of these paths allows you to have an audience that you can communicate with for the rest of your life. That's the path that I want to teach you today. Because I truly believe that if you create that audience and you create a relationship with that audience, that's an asset that will be around far longer than most network marketing companies are even around. Because we've all seen that companies come and go, right? Opportunities change, right? Do your relationships change? They do. But if you've got a relationship with all of those people, that is your asset. They will be there when your company may not be there. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want to teach you guys how to build an audience. Katie is now doing over $550,000 a year. She was one of my first seven-figure students. She routinely speaks at conferences all over the industry. So I'm extremely proud of her. Now I'm going to give you the road to $10 million by age 26. Okay? That's what I did. It was $10 million by age 26, pretty much one of the fastest income creation stories to ever exist in this industry. So here's how I did it. I had two obsessions. Two obsessions. I was obsessed with leads and sales. Leads and sales. That was my focus, and here's how you accomplish that. The frontier of leads is called your capture page. And it is insane what this little page is capable of. I mean, insane what this little page is capable of. Who would have thought that, hold on one second. Who would have thought 20 years ago that a little punk hippie kid could put up this little thing on the internet? This is challenging for me. Could put up this little page on the internet, that big, with a sentence. So what it is about, a sentence, a little box where people enter information, and within 13 months is making more money than probably 2 or 3 doctors combined, who had to go to school for an ungodly amount of hours, spend an ungodly amount of time and energy and effort laboring to achieve their skill. And for the, a lot of times to have that high income, high status in society, right? Little hippie kid, 13 months with a page? I don't know. This is kind of a new frontier, isn't it? Like, the world's changing. Dynamics are changing. Technology is changing things. There's so much potential at our fingertips nowadays, it's insane. So here's the frontier of leads. It's called a capture page. It has some incredibly basic principles, okay? The number one you'll notice is called the headline. Now, the headline of a capture page is the direct benefit that the user is going to get from being on your page right now. It's the direct benefit. It's exactly what they're going to get once they hit your capture page. So for this one, I had this headline that said, "Free," with an exclamation point. This brand new 3-part documentary film series called The Unstoppable Entrepreneur will show you how to become absolutely unstoppable in your life and business. Have you guys seen this, by the way? Anybody? How many people have seen it? Oh, awesome. I love you guys. You guys are the best. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. It's really cool. It's probably my favorite project that I think I've ever created on the internet. So what are they getting? They're getting a 3-part series called Unstoppable Entrepreneur. Then there's a video, right? Capture pages can have a video. They cannot have a video. That's your choice. The video is also a call to action. It pretty much says what your headline says. Hey, here's what I'm going to give you when you opt in. Here's why it's important that you do that. Here's what's in it for you. At the end of the day, all of marketing boils down to the what's in it for me concept. You've got to be able to think from the person's eyes on the other end. And they're saying to themselves all the time, what's in it for me? It's the only thing in their mind. When they listen to your recorded call, when they are on your conference call, when they're on your webinar, when they hit your capture page, whatever medium you're using, the only thing on their mind is what's in it for me. And so your capture page, that's all it speaks to. What's in it for you? So you've got your headline, you've got your video call to action, then you've got a little text call to action that pretty much just says, hey, this one says, access this breakthrough unstoppable entrepreneur video series now by entering your name and email below, and you'll discover the strategies Jonathan used to make over $10 million by age 26. Simple. All you really need to say is opt in. You've got to tell people what to do. You've got to call them to action. We've got to get good at calling people to action. Real good. Because if you don't call them to action, they will create a million excuses and reasons why they don't need to take action. If you really believe in yourself and you believe in your business, it's your job to hold people accountable. It's your job to call them to action. This is something that we've got to grok. Because a lot of times we have this almost fear of asking, don't we? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Man, it still comes up for me sometimes. But I remember in the beginning, it was like I was super afraid to really ask people for something, to really call them to action. And it's because at the end of the day, I didn't get that I was letting them off the line to not go out there and create the most amazing quality of life that they can imagine for themselves if I didn't call them to action, if I didn't hold them accountable. Somebody who's on this page, there's a reason why they're reaching this page. They want something more. They want to make a change. And it's my job to make sure that they make that change. So we've got to learn to call people to action on whole new levels, my friends. But this is it. It's literally this simple. That's a capture page. Now here's how to get it done. Number one is you can hire your own designers. That's going to cost you about $200 to $500. Okay? I'm giving you actually 5 amazing resources right there. Write this down because this presentation is not going to be available after this. It's pretty exclusive content. So the first one is a site called 99designs.com. This is an absolute gem, guys. 99 Designs allows you to bid on pretty much any type of graphic design project or web project, lots of different types that you can think of. So if you want to create a logo for your business, if you want to create a capture page, if you want to create icons, I mean pretty much anything you want to do, you can go to 99 Designs and you create an auction. It's like an auction bid. And there are thousands and thousands of designers who will compete to get your bid, right? So what they do is they actually create the graphic before you pay them. And so you'll get to choose which one you like the best. And you only pay the winner. So it's a really cool concept. We use 99 Designs to create a lot of our different logos, a lot of our different things. The second one is a friend of mine who is a website designer who's one of the best in the industry. And I'm giving you guys his contact info. It took me a while to meet these people because you kind of got to vet out a lot of contacts and you got to get to know, some really badass people to find out who their badass resources are. This is one of those guys, okay? He designs really high quality stuff. He's going to be on the higher price point range of things, probably going to pay $500 to $1,000 for a design from him, but it's going to be really good. Number 3 is, you can't see that? It says Design Guru Ryan. So Design Guru Ryan. In the bottom 3 is elance.com. You can find Indian firms at elance.com. You can find at odes.com as well. You can find firms in the Philippines and India. this is a really affordable way to go, okay? You can have these guys, if you find a page you want to model, like literally, you could take that page I just showed you, Unstoppable Entrepreneur, and you show that to an Indian firm on Odesk or Elance, and you say, hey, look, I want to model this. I want to make something like this for myself. Probably get it done for $50, $50 to $100. It's just, sometimes it takes a little bit more time to vet those guys out. They're a little bit less reliable sometimes because they're on the other side of the world, and there's just they're dealing with a ton of different work like that. So that's the first option, is hire your own designers. That's how you get a capture page done. The second option is a marketing system. I'm going to give you ours. Okay? So 7figurenetworker.com. Write that down. 7figurenetworker.com. Now you get a lot more advantages if you go with a marketing system, because a marketing system isn't just a capture page. Like ours, for example, it's a lot of training, tutorials. There's a whole other world that you kind of get exposed to inside of a marketing system. There's communities. So it's just a lot more than capture pages. But what a marketing system does is it sort of provides for you instant capture pages, right? So this one right here, I think we have a template of about 20 different capture pages. You can also customize your own capture pages if you want. And then really, like I said, a lot of the value, though, is the constant training. There's a library of training and lots of different tactics. So that's really your second option, is go with a marketing system. And there's a bunch out there. You can research a couple of the big ones. I'm just giving you ours, which is one of the biggest. The third is a special secret sauce that I will share with you at the end of this presentation. Because this is what I think is most powerfully working right now. This is what we're doing in our business. And I've actually got something for you guys here that I've never shared with any of my other students before. So you have the opportunity to actually be the first new students to experience what I'm going to be talking about at the end of this presentation, because it's a brand new software that we've created that I'm actually planning on rolling out to the whole industry in July or August. So you're going to be about 2 months ahead of everybody. And that's a special secret sauce. Thank you. Yes, we do. We influence the industry quite a bit when we do our launches. And so in about 2 to 3 months, we're going to be sharing this with the rest of the industry. Nobody's going to have access to it until then, though, outside of you guys. So I need you to understand a few things before we continue on about success. The anatomy of success equals your metrics. How many guys are familiar with what metrics means? Say aye. Okay, good. Sounds like there might be a few people who aren't. So metrics really just refers to your data. It refers to the information that you're gathering about your business. Now, I want you to understand that marketing is a science. Marketing is what? Science. It's what? Science. That's correct. It's a science. It is not an accident. It is not superfluous. It is not random. It is a science. There is a science to how to guide and direct behavior. Do you want to learn it? Yes. Good. Because this is how. First things first, I want to share with you a couple of the key metrics that you need to understand to operate a profitable business. The first one is your lead conversion rate. Okay? It's your lead conversion rate. Now, I just showed you a capture page. Now, what a lead conversion rate essentially means is it's the number of total unique visitors divided by the opt-ins / leads. Does that make sense? Anybody not clear on that? Okay, I'll explain it a little bit more. So let's say 100 unique visitors, 100 unique eyeballs land on your capture page, and you have 17 leads opt in. That's a conversion rate of 17%. Okay? I don't know. I mean, if you're a mathematician, you got it. I mean, this proves the point that apparently you can be pretty dumb and still make a lot of money, right? I love that. It's like my favorite. If that's what it is, awesome. Yeah, switch that around. Don't really listen to much of what I say. Just, listen to other people. No. Okay, so total number of leads opt-ins divided by unique visitors. Is that right? Okay, that sounds good. That's your conversion rate. 17% if 17 people opt in out of 100 unique visitors. These are really important numbers to understand because once you start advertising, there's benchmarks for what we know is successful, right? If your conversion rate is lower than 5%, you are in a world of trouble. At least if you're doing expensive paid advertising. If you're doing free traffic, not as much of a big deal. But when you start getting into marketing, you're really spending more money on paid advertising, you got to get that conversion rate up. So what we're really looking for on a lead capture page conversion rate is around 10% and higher. I was explaining this to somebody at the VIP night. As a marketer, we know that if our capture page is converting 15% or 20% from cold traffic, we essentially have a license to print money. That conversion rate is so high that the amount of leads coming in from the advertising is a license to print money. At our peak, I was doing 600 leads a day, just from Google AdWords. 600 leads a day. We were converting about 20% cold traffic to lead on our capture pages, and it was literally like owning my own printing press. I mean, there was pretty much, it's impossible not to make money when you've got conversion rates that good. I'm just letting you know. The number of leads divided by the total number of sales, that might be opposite too, I don't know, is your sales conversion rate. Okay? So if you've got 100 leads and you make 5 sales, it's a 5% sales conversion rate. You need to know that number too. Now, when it comes to ad spend, CPL refers to your cost per lead. What is it? Good. This is an extremely important number. An extremely important number, okay? Now, I shoot for a cost per lead of $5 or less. I know that and I'm willing to pay more. In fact, for a long time, we were averaging around $6 to $7 cost per lead. It was super profitable. But my goal is to shoot for $5 CPL or less. I know that if I'm generating my own leads, people who are coming into my capture page, seeing my face, getting my messages, if I'm spending less than $5 for that person, that's profitable. This is a baseline metric that I've discovered after spending millions of dollars on advertising. So you can trust it a little bit. So what that means is, when you're out there marketing and taking action on some of the stuff I'm going to share with you in this presentation, you want to be looking at what are your numbers, right? If you spent $100 on a Facebook advertising campaign and you got 10 leads, that's a $10 CPL. Not bad. That's a good start, but you can do better, right? So you may have to go in and lower your cost per click. You may have to change your headline, test something new, be curious, play with it to improve the conversion rate. And when you start playing around with your marketing, that's when you begin to find the sweet spot, we call it. And once you find that sweet spot, you can create the machine that prints money. Lastly, your cost per sale, CPS. And that's just your ad spend divided by your total number of sales. So if you spent $200 on Facebook marketing, and that got you 1 distributor signed up, you essentially know that it costs you about $200 to generate a new distributor. Now, this is valuable for a lot of reasons. You know that if you get paid $125 commission on that distributor, and that over the next 6 months you'll get another $15 a month, then you can afford to spend $200 all day long to sign up new distributors, can't you? Because that money's coming back in. Now they're off doing their thing, growing, 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 and you can keep going. So it's really important that you understand these numbers. This is the anatomy of success. It really is your metrics. So you guys got that, right? Everybody got that? Excellent. Because I don't have enough time to show you what to do after the lead capture page, I'm just going to say it like this, okay? Don't leave money on the table. You've got to call every single one of your leads in the beginning, and you've got to develop a strong follow-up process. If you are not rigorously following up with the leads you generate, you're leaving money on the table. At the minimum, you need to be calling them. At the minimum. There's actually a plethora of other strategies that I can teach you later that'll show you how to make a lot more money from those leads. So it's your job, and this is what's important, to keep your education going so that you don't waste your money and potential. A mentor of mine taught me one time about the productivity pyramid, and it was the value of the actions that we do in a day, right? And so at the bottom of the productivity pyramid, you've got, let's say, the $10 an hour range. And that's very rote, mechanical stuff, okay? You don't want to be doing stuff that you can pay somebody $10 an hour to do you? No, you don't want to be doing that, okay? And I had this massive insight that is summed up in what I call the vacuum cleaner story. Now, when I was living in my parents' house, I was still broke as heck. I wasn't making any money yet, but I was immersing myself in this same world that you guys are now starting to immerse yourself in. I was learning how to be a marketer. And I remember my mentor was teaching me about the productivity pyramid, and he said, don't do actions that pay you $10 an hour if you know you're worth more. Okay, seems straightforward. But my mom wanted me to clean the house. This is a problem, right? Because now I have to fight my mom. You know, I'm like, Mom, what am I going to say to Mom? Mom, I can't vacuum. I'm worth more. That's not going to go over so well, is it? No, it's not. And I wasn't that stupid to try it. So what I did was crazier to the rest of my family, though. With the barely remaining money I had left, I hired a house cleaner. And they thought it was insane. Because they're like, are you kidding me? Like, they didn't even hire a house cleaner, and my mom was like making a six-figure income. She had this high corporate job. And I'm like, look, I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. I will never vacuum again. I made this bold statement. And I was like, why would I do that? That's taking me away from an hour I could be spending on my business. That's an hour I could be on my business. I can't afford to vacuum. Maybe I was just lazy. But it was really this knowledge. It was the productivity pyramid that let me go, hey, what the heck just happened to 10 minutes? That was weird. So you guys need to understand that the productivity pyramid is a very real phenomenon, okay? That means that you don't want to be doing $10 an hour activities. The $50 to $100 activities are really the things that ring the cash register. That's what gets people, that's you on the phone. That's you closing. That's you doing your thing are the $50 to $100 activities. But guess what the highest dollar per hour activity really is in the world? Guess what it is? It's education. Education is the highest dollar per hour activity in the world. And the reason why is it's education that allows you to continue to make more money. If you don't educate yourself, you will absolutely never be beyond where you currently are. Ever. It's true. Education is the highest dollar per hour activity in the world. So it's your job to make sure that you don't throw away the money on the table and that you keep investing in your education to make sure that you reach your potential. Marketing concept, core precept number 3. Marketers spend money. And this is a touchy one that I've got to get you guys comfortable with, okay? Marketers spend money. This is what we do. You have to fall in love with spending money, in a sense. Does that make sense? Because you can't get anything in marketing without spending money. Nothing. But if you've got this huge restriction in your gut around spending money, it's probably the same restriction you have around asking people to buy from you. Is anybody uncomfortable with asking people to buy from them? Yeah, right. That sounded like the most dishonest murmur I've heard from any crowd ever, okay? It's always a little uncomfortable until you yourself fall in love with spending money. And then once you fall in love with it, you're like, hey, this is awesome. You need to do this too. And so marketers spend money. We love to do it because we know that it's spending money that brings us results. I know my whole job is to figure out how to spend $200 and turn that into $300. It's my job to figure out how to spend $500 and turn it into $1,000. But if you don't get comfortable with it in the beginning, then you're at a standstill from the start. So marketers love to spend money. I want to share with you a second story, okay? This is another one of my students. This is a man by the name of Vince Reed, and he went from $0 to cracking $1 million plus this year. And it's another one of the people that I am just so unbelievably proud of in the world. And it's just, I don't know. It's like you don't really think it's possible that you could impact people's lives the way that you actually can until you do it, right? Like, you seriously have an ability to impact people's lives like you wouldn't believe. And the outcome and the byproduct of your success is going to be a whole lot of other people being very successful and experiencing a lot of amazing things because of you. That's the outcome and the byproduct of your success. So I want to share Vince's story with you real quick because I love it so much. So he says, JB, first off, I want to personally thank you for being my pathfinder. I have learned so much from you, and for that, I will forever be loyal and grateful for everything that you do. Over the last 2 years, my business has grown beyond my wildest dreams. In 2 years, I have gone from barely earning 6 figures in his job to projected earnings of over 7 figures this year. And JB, here is why. My focus changed from trying to make millions to becoming a real pathfinder for other people. Nothing made me prouder than when I saw you last in Vegas at an event. We were talking, and one of my students walked up and expressed his journey to Vegas and how he traveled all the way from Indiana. He was pumped up about his business, and he would not have been at that event had I not learned all the things that I had learned from you. I live for those moments. They make all the ups and downs worth it. I have also learned that when you strive to deliver paths for others is when the real money, freedom, and the true riches of the network marketing industry or whatever business a person is trying to build can develop into something great. My journey began in late 2007 and 2008. I was destroyed by the real estate industry, which led me to jumping into the home business industry with my last $2,000. Like most people, I failed early on, but because of you, I was able to find my path, regain hope, and build what I say proudly is now a 7-figure business. I want to tell you right now exactly how I did it. 2 things happened. First, I was determined to be a good affiliate and was interviewed in the 7-figure networker spotlight. That helped me establish credibility. I still am a member today and will forever be a member because that is where the foundation of me lies. Then the second thing happened that changed my life forever. It was like a light bulb went off in my head. I purchased your course, which focused on dominating company traffic. I quickly realized that all I had to do was position myself in front of the people who were already researching my company, my products, and my services that I already had to offer. Because of that tip, I was able to sponsor over 1,250 people into one company and watch that organization grow to over 22,000 people. In my career, I've now sponsored over 1,900 people. Because before that course, I was lost and people would not join me if I paid them. I've since gone on to create several products. One that I just released is called Network Marketing ND, which teaches some of what you taught me about company traffic with some added secrets I've come up with along the way. I now have a 6-figure per year coaching and consulting business, and my main company has over 10,000 members. I purchased my first toy earlier this year, a a new Jaguar, and life has been great. I can only pray that I can lead others and be as great of an example to others as you have been to me. Loyalty forever, my friend. Some people may tell you, thanks a million, but I want to tell you literally, thanks for my millions. I look forward to the future and helping you change the world. So, thank you. Super proud of that man. He's so amazing. Here's my favorite way to get leads, my friends. Facebook PPC. I want to warn you right off the bat, though, that PPC is dangerous without the right coach. But undoubtedly, it is the fastest way to build a six-figure or seven-figure income in this industry. Undoubtedly. I can show you within the next 7 days how to be generating 50 leads a day in pay-per-click marketing. That's how fast it is. You put up an ad, you put up a capture page, you've got traffic, you've got leads, and you've got it now. This is my favorite way. And I want you not to worry before we get into this next section because I'm not going to leave you hanging, okay? I know that I opened the door for you. I know that this is about to blow your mind, that it's about to be amazing, and I want you to know that I'm not going to leave you hanging, that there's a way for us to continue our training and continue our education together. At the end of the day, it's my advice for you to really pick one or two mentors, one or two coaches who have the results that you want. That's what it's really about. And work with them. Pick one or two, whoever your favorite are, and work with them. But they've got to have the results that you want, right? So at the end of the day, I want to teach people how to create audiences, how to build relationships with those audiences, and go really fast. And marketing is the medium that I've discovered to do it. And I'm pretty sure we've proven the concept that it's an incredibly powerful medium when you master it. And so I'm not going to leave you hanging. If you want a lot more of where this came from, our journey is just getting started together. Because this is what I've been doing for years. I love it. I've helped a lot of people change their lives in some really big ways. And I would really love to help you change yours too. And so I'm not going to leave you hanging. And just to put things in perspective, I want you to begin to get a value around a skill. What is a skill worth to you? What is the skill of being able to create leads on demand, endless amounts of new prospects, convert those prospects into endless amounts of new distributors worth to you? What is that worth? Would you say it's worth $29.95? Yes or no? I mean, are you kidding me? It's worth like $1 million. It's worth at least $500,000. I mean, endless leads and endless distributors. We do know what profession we're in here, right, my friends? We're in network marketing. You don't reach the top level of this industry and not make a lot of money, do you? Okay. So the skill of learning how to create endless prospects and convert them into endless distributors is worth a ridiculous amount more than $2,995. A ridiculous amount more. But I'm all about delivering long-term and single-point solutions. And after you see what I'm prepared to hand you guys today, I don't know if you're going to be able to sleep tonight. And it's not going to be because of Vegas. It's going to be because of how freaking excited you are with your possibilities in the future. So let's get on with the presentation. Here's how to get leads from Facebook all day long, all right? When you log into Facebook, at the bottom of Facebook, every time you log in, there's a little button that says advertising. And I've got to go through these a little quick because I think I lost a little time. So at the bottom of Facebook, you're going to want to click that button called advertising. I'm going to walk you through the whole process of creating ads. Once you click that button, it's going to bring you here. Now, this is where you enter where you want your new audience to go, okay? So this is what we call your destination URL. This is really going to be a link to your capture page, okay? All you literally do is enter wherever you want your new audience to go, whatever the web page is, right there after you click advertising. And it's going to bring you to this page. Well, actually, first I'm going to give you a secret. Here's what we've figured out after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook advertising and doing it for the last 24 months. Advertise inside of Facebook's platform. This is what so many people are doing wrong. The reason why they struggle, the reason why Facebook doesn't like their ads, the reason why Facebook sometimes kicks them off is because they're not advertising inside Facebook's own platform. If you keep all the traffic inside of Facebook, they will like you a lot more. They will have no problem with you advertising because guess what? When the traffic comes back inside of Facebook, they click on more Facebook ads. And Facebook makes more money. When you send traffic outside of Facebook, Facebook doesn't like that so much. They like it a lot more if you send it inside of Facebook. What's up, partner? Aha, great question. So he asked, are you sending them to another Facebook page? So let me explain. What you're looking at right now is what's called an in-app tab on my Facebook fan page. So how many of you guys got a fan page? Especially after Charles spoke last night, right? So in your fan pages, you can create pages that look like this right inside your fan page. So all of that traffic is going inside a wall of your fan page. Then you take this link, and that's what you go advertise with. That's the link that you put in the last slide that I showed you. So big secret, advertise inside Facebook's platform. After you click Next, you're going to get to a section in Facebook that looks like this. And this is where you customize your ad, okay? It's incredibly simple. All you do is you upload an image. If you want to upload an image for your ad, you upload or you type a headline and you type some text. So how many of you guys have seen Facebook ads before? Probably everybody, right? Really? There's people who haven't seen Facebook ads in this room? Where the heck have you guys been? You know, Facebook just IPO'd yesterday, largest internet IPO in history. There's over 900 million people on Facebook now. I'm just saying, you might want to do some marketing there. So, essentially, and again, you can walk through this process on your own anytime you click advertising inside of Facebook, but all you got to do to customize your ad is upload any picture, you type what you want your ad to say, and you type your name, right? It's super simple stuff. After that, you target your audience. And I'm going to give you one of the best strategies that exists for Facebook advertising here. Are you ready for it? Really? Okay, because I remember the whole 110% thing, right? And, you know, this $497 product is not going to, like, yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Who wants it? Who wants it? So who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? I don't know. It might be going somewhere. You seem like you want it a lot. You seem like you want it a lot. Sherry. I don't know, Eric, am I allowed to hawk this thing? I mean, you're liable, right? I'm just kidding. Sweetheart, boom, it's all yours. You are amazing. Congratulations, dear. Good work. Go get her. Enjoy that. So, this strategy, when you look inside of Facebook's advertising platform, it's literally like signing up for a Facebook account. It's that simple. There's this one section called Precise Interests, okay? That's the only thing that I think you really even need to look at. Now, Precise Interests is who you're actually advertising and marketing to for Facebook, inside of Facebook. Here, what you want to do is you want to market to and you want to advertise on all of the other leaders and thought leaders and coaches and transformational leaders, everyone out there who has a fan page. Okay, let me give you an example. John Maxwell. How many are familiar with John Maxwell? Okay. He has something like 200,000 people, or I'm not exactly sure what the number is, following him on Facebook. You know that most of those are all network marketers, right? Or people who have been in the industry or profession, they're leaders or professionals. Does that seem like a good candidate, a good prospect that you might want to talk to? Other people who are already well-versed in this business? Okay, so what you would do is you would enter John Maxwell's name in that precise interest, and now your ad's going to show up on the side of every single one of John Maxwell's fans. Every single one, which is something like 200,000 people. Okay? Let's say Tony Robbins. He's kind of a high-energy guy. I think there might be a few successful people following Tony. What do you think? Do you want to tap into those people? Yeah. Add his name into that little box right there. I played around in this thing for literally 20 seconds, and I had an audience of 734,740 people that I could start marketing to. In as little as click, 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 my ad is in front of 734,000 people. You're starting to get the potential of this, starting to get the power of this, especially when you know how to send that back to a high-converting lead capture page, and especially if you've got some of the secret sauce that I want to share with you. There's some huge potential here, my friends. So let's continue. This is where you set your ad spend. Now, if you click like my page, then what it's going to do is it's going to advertise on what's called a CPM, cost per impressions. You pay for every 1,000 impressions of your ad. If you click this option, which is click on my ad or sponsored story, then you have the chance to pay cost per click. Okay? I recommend that you start with cost per click. Start with this option. This option allows you to determine your marketing budget a lot better. So if you don't want to pay more than 40 cents per click or 50 cents per click, you don't have to. You set it here. If you go CPM and you pay cost per impressions, you don't have as much control. Although it gets much more profitable to be CPM, to pay per impressions, once you already know the conversion rate of your ad. Because if you know you have a really high converting ad, well, you know, if you get 20 people to click on your ad out of every 1,000 people who see it, that's going to cost you maybe, you know, at 50 cents a click, what's the math? 10 bucks per every 1,000 impressions. But if you set your CPM to be $3 per every 1,000 impressions, you're going to save a ton of money. So you start with cost per click. Determine how much you want to spend per click, and then go to your CPM. Then go, after that, after you know you've got a high converting ad, then switch it over. So is this making sense? You guys getting this? You're seeing that it's really not rocket science. I know that there's some pieces to fill in here, but this isn't rocket science, is it? This is a skill that you learn. It's a skill that you develop. And I want to show you today how to develop it. I want to show you how to master marketing in a way that few people in our industry have ever mastered marketing. That's what I want to do, okay? After you've set your cost per click, boom, hit the place order button. And your ad just went live in front of 734,000 people, right? Here's the beauty about Facebook, too. You don't ever have to spend more money than you want to. If you want to set your budget for $100, you just want to get your feet wet. And this is what I recommend. Just dip your toe in. Spend $100. Set a budget for $100, and it will not spend any more than that. You control that all inside Facebook's advertising platform. So if you want to do a marketing test and see how many leads you can get to a new capture page, set your budget. You'll never spend more than that. So there's no way that you can really go wrong. You really have total control over your own process of learning how to market. Does that make sense? Okay, excellent. That's a magical button when you hit that place order. So here's what I want you to focus on, my friends. This is it. This is the deal. If you want to create unbelievable results, and you want to create them fast, number one, create an audience. Number two, build a relationship with that audience. This is the fastest way that I've ever discovered to create phenomenal results in this industry. And not only that, but to have an asset in the form of an email list and a relationship with potentially thousands to tens of thousands of people that you own for the rest of your life. That's pretty powerful. Which brings me to one of my final stories. And this is the story of Rachel Jackson. Okay? Rachel was one of my first ever YouTube students. Okay? She bought my YouTube training program for $1,000 in October of 2008. I showed her how to go out there and make some videos, and she started generating 8 leads a day. Those 8 leads a day led to her signing up about 4 people per week in her primary business, okay? And this continued for a few years as she built her audience, right? So she focused, she was taking all those leads and she was signing up into her primary business, but her huge focus for the last, I'd say 3-4 years, was really developing her audience. She was marketing. She was building a list. She went on to build a list of over 12,000 people, and she went on to build a Facebook presence of over 15,000 people, and so I had her start doing trainings for our groups and our organizations, and she became recognized as one of the top affiliates for our programs. She was highly recognized in our community. Well, guess what? Rachel decided she wanted to join a new opportunity about 12 months ago called Visalis, which is a pretty fast-growing company in the industry right now, arguably the fastest. And guess who is the fastest-growing distributor and the fastest-growing company in the world? Guess. Guess. It's Rachel Jackson. In less than 12 months, she's at over $80,000 a month primary income from her network marketing opportunity. She's the fastest-growing distributor in the entire company. At the age of 27 years old, she is a remarkable young woman. That's her holding her $250,000 bonus check that she just got from reaching 5-star ambassador. I'm just saying, when you learn how to build an audience and you build a relationship with that audience, what you're capable of creating is unprecedented, and what I'm going to give you now is the exact path to do that. I'm going to show you how to build an audience and how to create a relationship with that audience like I've never showed anyone before. And this offer is seriously one of the most cutting edge that we've ever developed, and you are months ahead of anyone else in the industry who's going to see this. Months ahead. So pay close attention, because if you guys want to continue your education, if you want to own the skill set of being a master marketer in this industry and having the power to create endless leads and endless distributors on demand, like the people I've been showing you, this is it. This is how you do it. So, I know that in order for you to be successful now, I have to help you solve 2 of the biggest problems stopping most people. Problem number 1 is inaction. We're just not taking the proper actions we need to be taking. We are inactive in the areas that we need to be active. And a lot of times the reason why is because of number 2. We've got poor clarity and poor guidance. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We don't have clarity around the exact actions to take to create those results. And so we're stuck. We're stagnant. We're stopped. We're not moving. And I've been there, and I hate how that feels. So you've got to solve these 2 things right now. You've got to get clarity. You've got to get guidance about moving forward in the direction you want to move forward in for the skill sets that are going to create the results you want to create. Okay? And that's what I absolutely know I can help with. And this is the reason every successful person has a coach, including Michael Jordan, Richard Branson, and even lowly little me. Okay? I've got like 4 coaches right now. You know you've kind of reached this point of freedom when you hire a self-expression coach. And that's, ironically enough, what led to this breakdancing injury, okay? Just a challenge. I'm going to overcome it. But she really, I wanted to be more self-expressive, and she got me out on that breakdancing floor. So You need coaches, right? Rule number one of success is modeling. You find somebody who has the results that you want, and you model them, right? The fact of the matter is, you need a coach if you want to succeed in this marketing world, and you want to be able to reap the kinds of results that I've shared with you today. It's your job to pick the right mentors based on their ability to show you how to produce the exact results that you want. So it's your job to find the people that you resonate with, that you vibe with, that you believe and that you know can help you achieve the results you're looking to create in any specific skill set and area. And pick them. Go with them. So at the age of 26, I made over $10 million in this industry, and I've generated over 500,000 personal leads. So there's not too many other people who can show you how to grow that fast. And for those of you who are interested in taking your income to the next level, today's the day that you can invest in yourself once and for all and get the true marketing solutions that you need to build your audience and grow your organizations. That's what I'm about. I'm about creating single-point solutions. And you know what I want here today, and it's you to build your audience, and it's you to build a relationship with that audience. And I'm just a firm believer that that is the fastest way to create phenomenal results in this industry. So pay close attention. Because here's one of my little secrets. It's called software. And software is how I've automated my income, gained strategic advantages in the marketplace, generated hundreds of thousands of leads, and shortcutted success, while others have struggled to gain results even close. And while I've personally spent over $300,000 on software, that software in return has made me millions. And this is a powerful little secret that I use to run and operate a lot of my businesses. Now, I'm going to hand you today the most crucial pieces of software that you guys need to get an unlimited amount of leads. This is a software that literally, I just finished making 7 days ago. That's how brand new this is. It is the most cutting edge and current one to date with how to automate all of your lead generation on Facebook. Nobody else in the world has seen this yet. We're still 2 to 3 months away from rolling it out in a public launch. And it's going to be it's such a powerful software that we're putting together a huge launch for it. And you guys have access to it today if you want it before everybody else. So let me show you what it is. No one in this industry has this software yet. It's the absolute latest invention to cash in on Facebook's traffic. It allows you to be generating leads instantly without worrying about technical mumbo-jumbo, hiring or firing designers, learning how to do almost anything yourself, spending any money, or wasting any time. That's the power of software. It's the only solution I've ever seen to literally worry about nothing and be ready to generate leads from Facebook in about 5 to 10 minutes. So, this is what it does for you. Unlimited amounts of your own in-app advertising pages built right into Facebook at the push of a button. So that page that I showed you before, you can now push a button and have those built inside your Facebook fan page. That's literally what it does. You do not need to worry about anything else. You literally log in, you customize what you want your headline to say, you enter your own video, you fill out your call to action, you push a button, and it's done. Right inside of Facebook. Do you think that'd make it a little easier to get started, guys? Seriously. Does that not make it a little bit easier to get started? Now you take that link from that new page that you just created inside Facebook, that's where you send the traffic inside the advertising that I just showed you. Now all your traffic is going to be going right there. You guys could literally be generating leads 48 hours from now, 72 hours from now. It's push button simple. So, I spent $6,930 to build this software for myself. This is what our team uses to generate our leads from Facebook. I spent $6,930 to build this software. This is my invoice from my engineering firm, okay? You can commission yourself if you want. Digital Brand Group, they're located in California. They engineer all my software. I spent $6,900 on this one. So about $7,000. Keep that in mind. Module number 2, this is where things get even more bad arse, pardon my French. Automated and high-converting sales for life, okay? How many people would like to, I don't know, be able to present things without maybe needing to be there? Do you think you might get a little bit more leverage in your life if you can present things without needing to be there? Well, here's our secret, okay? On the internet, webinars are the most powerful way to present and sell anything. You guys have probably figured that out, right? You've been on a few webinars. There's a reason why all the top income earners host webinars. It's the most powerful way to present. The problem with that is you always have to be there. And either we're inherently lazy or we're inherently productivity efficient, psychotic, but we're always looking for ways to maximize our time as marketers. So what did I do? I built my own perpetual webinar system. I mean, what the heck? Why not? Why not have a system that allows you to set up your own perpetual webinars so that your prospect, you can invite them to a webinar and you don't even need to be there. You can just say, hey, sign up for my webinar, man. I've got this amazing presentation. You've got to be there. It's happening tomorrow night at 9. I'll see you on the line. And they don't even know the difference. It's a whole incredibly robust platform that I don't have time to go into right now, okay? But here's what it is. It's no secret that webinars are the best way to sell anything online. That's why every top income earner and marketer does them all the time. However, until very recently, the technology had not caught up to allow us to automate and improve this process. By nature, marketers constantly search for efficiency and automation, thereby freeing themselves up to enjoy their life or go make more money. I'm going to give you a software to do that, okay? Unlimited amounts of your own completely automated webinar sales processes at the touch of a button. And I want you to start putting 2 and 2 together here. Because what happens when you get the leads? You got the leads, right? Now you need to sell them, right? Software number 1 gets you the leads. Software number 2 sells them. Completely automated, okay? But this would not be complete without what I'm going to show you next. This right here cost me $9,700 to build. It's actually a lot more than that because you have to pay for servers, you have to pay for employees, all sorts of other stuff. The engineering bill alone, $9,700. That's my invoice. So this is just, you know, it's what it costs to play in the software game. I mean, it's not cheap. Like, you've got to make an investment. These 2 systems alone, I spent over $16,630 on, guys. And that's just money straight out of my pocket to build software that I know I need for my business. And the next piece of this is really going to, I think, complete a way for us to move forward together that has you developing the skills of creating audiences for life. And that is the coaching programs. Because once you've got the software, all you now need to know how to do is operate it. Correct? You just need to know how to run it. You need to know what to do. How do you send the traffic? How do I put up the ad? Where do I go to set my ad budget? What kind of pictures should I use? What should my ad copy say? So here we have the Get Traffic 3 complete Facebook PPC coaching program. This is the most popular Facebook coaching program in our industry's history. I'm going to show you how to start generating 25 to 100 leads per day from Facebook starting as soon as you get home if you want. That's what this coaching program does. Every aspect of Facebook, from free marketing to paid marketing to fan page strategies, is covered in this program. It's an all-in-one solution to generate endless new leads for your business from Facebook, and it's integrated perfectly with the Facebook Lead Machine software. This is what I didn't have before, okay? Before, I just had the coaching. Now, I've got the software and the coaching. So it's a whole other level of speed and efficiency for you to get in the game. And at the end of the day, I need you guys to get in the game. You've got to take this knowledge that's in your head. If this sits in your head for too long, it's going to rot. That's what happens. It causes you to stagnate. You've got to take this knowledge and instantly get it into real-life action. You've got to go home and you've got to have a commitment to that. You're going to do something that has to do with marketing. You're going to create an ad. You're going to build a fan page. You're going to test something. You're going to get in the game. Because if you don't get in the game, the knowledge just rots, and it causes stagnation. You've got to take knowledge and you've got to apply it instantly. This is the fastest way I know how to get in the game. And I decided that I'm going to create a private training just for this group that follows up on this presentation today and shows you just the soup to nuts of how to use the software with Get Traffic 3.0 in the whole Facebook coaching system. So I'm going to make a private training wrapping it all up. Module 4 is the Unstoppable Income Machines coaching program. This is the coaching program that teaches you how to go out there and make money with the other software. Okay? So we've got the first one that shows you how to get the traffic, right? Software and coaching, how to get all the traffic and leads you want. The second one, software for how to convert it, and this one teaches you how to sell unbelievably on the internet. Unbelievably on the internet. This is a $2,000 program. It's a 10-week program. There's 10 modules that will cover everything from how to create your own killer webinars. You guys want to learn how to create webinars? It's pretty sick. That's one skill you want. Everyone creates webinars who's really good at selling things. We'll bring you through how to create amazing webinars. Scripts, formulas, exactly what to say and when to say it. It's a science, my friends. This program brings you through the entire thing, plus it'll show you additional traffic strategies, plus it'll show you how to actually use the software. So, when we wrap this all up, there's 4 things here. There's a $6,930 Facebook software that's going to literally let you start generating leads instantly. There's the webinar software that's going to have you closing those leads automatically. There's the coaching program that's going to show you how to get all the traffic that you need with the software. And there's the second income coaching program that shows you how to convert all the leads with the software. So at the end of the day, marketing at its core comes down to traffic and conversions. Traffic and conversions. I'm handing you the software here to convert the traffic. I'm handing you the coaching to convert to sales. It's that simple. Traffic and conversions, and you guys are going to have literally the best tools and the best coaching existing in the industry right now to do it. The total value of all this is $18,927, and that is a real-world value. That's not a joke. That's the invoices that I just showed you that I paid for this software. So $18,927. So ask yourself, is that not a score for a one-time tuition of $29.95? $18,000 of software and coaching alone for $29.95. It's a score, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. But since I'm a crazy person, I'm going to make this more of a steal for you. Here's the bonuses I'm giving today and today only for the people who are on live stream and for the people who are in this room for Cold Market Mastermind. This right here is the MLM launch formula. It's the industry's first and only launch formula coaching program. Yesterday when Brendan was talking about how he made $2 million in a week, that's called a launch, okay? We have showed hundreds to thousands of people how to create their own launches in this industry, and I want to share a little story with you. It's my story about my strategy for how I got 95 recruits in less than 3 days and built a team of 2,400 people in my primary opportunity in less than 5 months. It's also my story of how I signed up 25 coaching clients at $2,000 a piece in less than 60 minutes. It's also my story for how I made $500,000 in a single day. It's my story for how I've made $1.5 million in a single week. They're called launches. And when you learn the science of how to bring your prospects through a crafted experience that ends in a result, you can create phenomenal things in short amounts of time. That's what launches are all about. The Launch Formula Coaching Program is an 8-part coaching program that will bring you through how to create your own launches for your network marketing opportunity. So once you have an audience, once you have a list, what's the best way to sell that list? Do a launch to them. And you'll sign up 10 people in a week, 5 people in a week, 20 people in a month. The numbers will range all over the place, based on your audience. We've had people sign up, make $20,000 in a single night on a webinar using this coaching program and using this launch process. Second bonus today is called the Perfect Capture Page Machine, right? This allows you to create capture pages outside of Facebook. So let's say you want to go do any advertising outside of Facebook. It's the same software, point and click simple, but it allows you to create pages outside of Facebook. So I personally like the first one because that's where I want to focus on advertising. But heck, why not have something that's a $2,700 software so that you never have to worry about creating any capture page ever again if you want for everything you do outside of Facebook for the rest of your life too. Doesn't that make sense? Yes? I think so. So, oh, one more thing. See this course right here? For the first, I think I got about 30 of them. For the first 30 people who sign up back there, I'm going to also give this to you for free. You're going to take it home today. So if you already know you want in, just head to the back of the room right there at that table. Catlin can say hi and wave. And I'm going to throw in a $500 bonus on top of it. So you're going to take this home today. This is yours. You'll take home, and I think I got 30 of them maximum. So if you want it, you might as well go. And that's in addition to the other two bonuses. Here's the total package. Over $20,000 of value. $20,000 of value. I'm giving you guys an absolute steal today at $29.95. But am I really? So I'm a crazy guy. I know $29.95 is an absolute steal, but I definitely want to make this the biggest no-brainer for you guys ever. And that's why, if you sign up today, and today only, it's $9.95. Okay? $9.95 for $20,000 of software for the two most powerful coaching programs existing in this industry, for how to get all the traffic and leads that you want, plus the bonus. MLM Launch Formula alone is a $997 program. Alone. That's why I call this package the seven-figure marketer portfolio, because I really don't know what more you could need to become a seven-figure marketer in this industry. I mean, I would rack my brain to discover what more you need to become a seven-figure marketer. I'm going to hand you the software and the coaching program to get all the leads and traffic. Then I hand you the software and the coaching program to convert all those leads to sales. And I'm throwing in bonuses that are worth thousands of dollars today and today only. So, my friends, this is affordable to anyone who really wants to change their life forever with our payment plan. So if you want, you can get on a payment plan. I think it's like $397 times 3. And there's also one that's $545 times 2. But the one-time only discount today is for Eric's group, and Eric's group only, $995. So that's my gift to you, my friends. It's not $3,000, even though it easily could be. I wanted to make this super affordable for you. I wanted to make it a win. I want to work with you. You know, like I said earlier, this is the door, right? I opened the door today. That's all I could really do. I had 90 minutes with you guys. So once you open the door and once you walk through, that's when we begin our journey. And you're now going to be with me for probably the next 18 months, okay? And once you start learning from me, I teach you how to go fast. If you want to go fast and you want to master this skill of marketing, this is a science, and I will teach you how to do it. It's one of the things that I'm actually good at. So this is your chance. This is your chance to take complete control over your wealth future by mastering the single most powerful skills to create massive success in this industry. You will see exactly how to build an audience of your dreams and to profit to no end with my coaching. And before I wrap up, I just want you guys to really understand this. Being a real marketer changes every facet of your life. It really does. Being a real marketer changes every facet of your life. Because what it comes down to at its core is influence and persuasion. And when you learn influence and when you learn persuasion, you'll probably have better relationships. I don't know. You know, you'll be a little bit more effective in your business. Be more effective at dealing with people all around. Being a real marketer changes every aspect of your life. This is just something I've learned. So this offer is available today and today only, discounted from $20,774 to $995. So if you want the bonuses, I'm not sure. It looks like the top producer formulas might be gone, but those other two are still there. And my friends, it was an absolute pleasure, an absolute honor to share in this path with you of teaching you marketing. Thank you.